All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to TooDamnLive. We've got a giant show for you today. I'm coming to you live from Bryant Park in New York City, where I'm about to move in 3 or 4 days. And Jimmy McMillan,
Right in New York.
from Brooklyn, Jimmy, or from New York?
I'm in my office in Brooklyn.
Right here in New York. Great. All right. Well, we have got a whole lot to catch you up on. We had to miss last week, so Jimmy,
First of all, I have a lot of. I need the people to get involved real fast, especially young people. I heard the president today talking about the unemployment rate, talking about it wasn't going as well as planned. He didn't create as many jobs as he expected. He can't create any jobs. Neither can Mitt Romney. Both of them are lying to the public because they know what the public want to hear to get elected. I don't care if I have to start a write-in campaign. I am not going to sit back. If I have to start a write-in campaign, I'll do it. All right, because right now they're full of crap, all of them. They can't create any jobs. They can't do anything. The unemployment rate is going to get higher. There's nothing they can do about it unless they listen to me. The president and all of these bills created this problem from the $49 billion they gave to Chase and $25 billion they gave to Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Citicorp, Capital One, Discovery, American Express, and all of them. They can't create any jobs.
Well, Jimmy, you surely got to admit that Mitt Romney at least would be able to create more jobs than President Obama has.
That's all political rhetoric to try to get there. He can't create a job. No president can only if you're a governor, you could do that. But when he was a governor, he didn't do it. Massachusetts is crumbling. He can't create one job. All of that is a miss. And I can't agree with that.
What about his private sector career, though, Jimmy? You know, the Obama campaign has come out and said attacking his time at Bain Capital, and a lot of Democrats are a little uncomfortable.
Well, he should start attacking the disgrace that he put the people under. There's nothing to attack about Mitt Romney because he haven't done anything as governor. You're running for president. People need your help. The people can't afford to pay their rent. People can't afford to pay their mortgage. This is what they need to start attacking. They need to start attacking the conditions of America. And I don't agree with anybody attacking anybody. If they did, I mentioned what I said about Barack Obama and Mitt Romney because they are not attacking the conditions America is in. They don't know how to make it better. And that's what I'm attacking.
Well, Jimmy, what I want to know is what's going on, first of all, with your campaign. We know now that Americans Elect is totally defunct, so we got to figure out where we're going from here. And whether or not you consider yourself out of this campaign, or you'd be willing to make
part of my backup plan. But at the same time, don't forget that I still have a case in federal court where a recount is possible. If a recount is possible to get the Rent Too Damn High Party on the ballot at the national stage, I will be able to appoint someone as president of the United States. That's why I'm laying neutral on making a decision. But what I need to do is to stay in the media as quick as possible and make an endorsement for the time being. And this is what I'm planning on doing. I can always make an announcement indicating that the Rent Too Damn High Party will be on the ballot, and that because people will forget the endorsement that I make, but it will put me in the media daily to answer questions about why I supported the president or why I supported Mitt Romney or whoever I support. But this is my backup plan, is to make an endorsement in a few weeks or a few days.
So, okay, so Jimmy, we can expect an endorsement from you, at least a temporary endorsement, within the next few days, and maybe we'll let our viewers know that.
People in New York,
of course, send out that information.
It's something from something called housing court syndrome. I won't say syndrome. Housing court there's something going on in housing court that is very corrupt. They have given landlords, let me first say this here. In 1993, 1989, I uncovered Al-Qaeda digging in New York. I kept my mouth shut, but what I'm saying, after the World Trade Center, the second time, after they hit it, my investigation was, where did they go? They just disappeared all of a sudden. I couldn't find them. But I found out where they're at. They're here. They're hiding in corporations, all in Wall Street, behind a corporate seal. This is where they are. And what they're doing, most of the landlords who have property, they are hiding behind that corporate seal, and they are not citizens of the United States. But guess what? I'm coming to get them.
Wait, Jimmy, how did you come to this conclusion?
I was looking at my landlord, and I said, oh, they can go to the court and they can file a petition against you without having to reveal their identity. And don't forget, most of what we do as private investigators and also military personnel, like the FBI, we profile you. And once you're profiled, and we have to be precise on our full profile, some of this is speculation. Most of it is speculation. Most of it is theory. Most of this is just being a professional and say, this has to be it. And going with your gut feeling. That's how I come up with it. From being a professional, I said, there can't be no other place. But because the landlord, that 107 St. Mark's place, he hid behind a corporation, but he's not an American citizen. Meaning that they give him all the power through discovery to find out everything about you, exposing your identity, giving someone who's not a citizen, opening you up to identity theft and identity fraud, and your whole life, you're being turned up, they do credit checks on you. They can do all kind of information with your Social Security and your personal data, and they're not citizens. The United States government, President Barack Obama and George Bush, ended the bailout and stimulus for banks in America. Most of these banks they are owned by people who are not citizens, and they beat the American government out of billions of dollars. And they can't tell.
Hey, I don't have any reason to be angrier at my landlord. Absolutely not. Now, Jimmy, I want to pivot for just a second. You know, now that the general election is kicked off and Mitt Romney has secured the GOP nomination, there is some talk of racial issues re-entering this campaign, such as Reverend Wright and so forth, in a way that did not occur in 2008. We've heard from Jesse Jackson. We've heard from Al Sharpton.
Well,
I was wondering what your
they all
thoughts were
should
on
shut the
that.
hell up. People can't afford to pay their rent, their mortgage. We need to focus on the necessities of America, the things that people need day by day. This kind of rhetoric, they think that I'm here as a joke. I see me here, they see Saturday Night Live, they think it's Comedy Central. Unless the people step up and give me the voice and start announcing, where's Jimmy McMillan, we want to hear from him more, I will not have a chance to come in and stop it. But this kind of rhetoric, I can't comment on it because there's nothing to comment to. It doesn't help you put any money in your pocket, or it doesn't help create a job. This is something that America don't.
So you don't think that
There is no
place
racism.
for this sort of racial dialogue in this campaign?
Be honest with you, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. President Barack Obama and Mitt Romney both is full of bullshit. Or both of them together. And this kind of nonsense, the American people need help, and I'm here to help the American people, no matter what it costs. And for those who don't like the language that I use, I apologize for that. But I'm sick of the nonsense. Let's get to the basis of point to help the American people. What they're talking about, you can't be a president talking about nonsense like this, and you can't be a presidential candidate bringing up nonsense like this. Get to the vision of the people on what you can do to get the country better. And that is what I'm just tired. I got to put my foot down, and I'm done with it.
So are you saying that President Obama is dividing us?
Because he's supposed to step up and step to the plate. He's full of bullshit.
So wait a second, Jimmy. If you're saying that both of these guys are totally full of it, then how are you going to endorse
You have
one
two
of them
bad
in
apples.
days?
One of them is not as bad as the other. You have to pick one. You're hungry as hell. You need one. One of them you can't pick because he's full of crap. He's using this racial stuff to get elected through Obama. And the other one don't know what he's talking about because his president should know how to stop it. You don't discuss an accessory matter. This is an accessory, Jeremiah Wright. The necessities is roof over your head, food on the table, money in your pocket, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is the necessity. But if you can't be enough, a man enough, or presidential enough to explain that, you don't need to be president. But the one you ignore more are the ones who feel that the racial issues coming up will help those people who just don't like me because I'm chocolate. There's a lot of them out there. I don't mind that.
second. Hold on, Jimmy. First, I want to touch on two things. One, you think people don't like you because of your race, and two, did you just describe yourself as chocolate?
People don't like chocolate. What I'm trying to say. You can't. They have a right not to like chocolate. You follow me?
I don't think so.
But some food you eat is bad for your system, and you can't eat chocolate, so they don't like chocolate. You can't get on people because they don't like chocolate. I can't get on nobody because they don't like. I can't get on people because they don't like me. They don't not like me. But what I'm here to do is say what's good for the country. You may not like me, but what is you not liking me doing is helping the country. You're hurting the country because we're all one people. So that's how it has to be. President Barack Obama should know how to explain this as president, and he don't know how. He fall into the colored stuff, the racial stuff. Oh, Al Sharpton step up. Because Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson love this kind of stuff. They keep the Negroes who don't like white people balling their fists up hollering black power. You remember this fire department test they took where they had to rechange the test because black people... Reverend Jesse Jackson, Reverend Al Sharpton, and Barack Obama should have kept his mouth shut on that. But there are some people out there who feed on this. But that's an accessory. As an American citizen, they have a right. But the question is that you don't change no test because somebody couldn't pass it and say it discriminated. That's the wrong thing for judges to say. We have a problem, and I'm here to help straighten this problem out. You don't.
It seems to me very condescending. It seems to me almost offensive that a court would suggest that, you would need to lower the standards of the test. This is when the president should step up and say to the court, you don't do that. You don't do that. What they should be looking at is why the Negroes are not passing these tests. And I know why the Negroes are not passing these tests. Because their parents got them into church believing that God is going to build this and God is going to make a way. I had a lady to tell me the other day that God was going to pay my rent. She was right about living rent-free. She was right about God saying we're going to live rent-free. But what she don't understand is that when you're dead, you live rent-free. She don't get it. When you're you don't pay no rent in heaven or hell. But this is what the ignorance that I'm just sick and tired of it. And a lot of this stuff that's going on in the black community is self-inflicted by blacks. And it has nothing to do with nothing to do with nobody's stage a test for you to fail. Why don't the kids in the community have the knowledge they're supposed to have? Because I went to some of the schools, they had it on New York 1, showing the public how good the kids are learning in school. So they took the cameras into the classroom, and guess what the children did for the cameras? They started singing gospel songs. Start singing gospel songs. Nothing in biology, nothing in mathematics, nothing in algebra, trigonometry. They started singing gospel songs to show that they are improving in the black community. Now, this is an insult to me, knowing that I want to get the curriculum changed for everybody to be understandable, but the parents love this. Oh, my child was singing Holy Jesus in first grade. That's not going to get you a job. That's what happened when they come down to take a test. They couldn't pass it because all they could remember was, oh, yeah, oh, I'm going to heaven. I am sick of it. I am done with it. This is what the problem is. So you have people like, comes up like Al, comes up like Jesse, and they will talk about they want to bring racial issues into, this is all they know. Only thing that I'm saying, every dog have his day. Jimmy McMillan is here. Bow, wow, wow. Yippee, yo, yippee, yay. Your days is up. Those days are gone. It's time to change direction. And that's what I'm here to do. Jimmy, after something like that, after a statement like that, I don't see how you could ever endorse another candidate. That is just the most impassioned campaign speech I think I've heard.
When the world begin to understand that there is no white, there is no Puerto Rican, there is no black, that we all are from the same continent, and we all are from the same species. This is not being taught in school about the species of Homo sapien. Homo sapien walked out of Africa.
Oh, wait,
yeah, that's right. Everybody listening is a homo. And the question is that, here's what I got for you. They have a thing they're talking about on the news about a mayor who's gay announced he's getting married. But let me just say this here. You got people in your state losing jobs and losing their homes. What are you trying? Listen to me very carefully, everybody. What are they trying to prove? What are you trying? I don't give a damn what you do with your backside of your life. You are in office to let me know, waste your time, burn the energy to let the public know what you are going to do for the people. Not about what you're going to do with your sexuality or your romantic life. I don't give a F you Patrick for CK. This is what a problem is. I'll marry you if you want to marry a shoe. It's clearly saying to the public, keep your sexual preferences out of my ear. I don't give a damn. That's what I said. I don't care. Don't tell me what you prefer to you like. I don't give a damn. Now, move on to the next subject. You can make love to somebody right me in front of my face. I will sit and look and get the popcorn and enjoy it. If you want me to see, I'm going to look. Hey, Mr. McMillan, your girlfriend.
Jim, you have to admit, though, it's hard to keep sexuality out of the public discourse when these politicians are getting into sex scandals all the time. Just yesterday, we saw John Edwards acquitted on the charge that he was funneling campaign money to cover up his
exactly, and that's what I was getting ready to say. They're getting rich while we're getting poor. These are rich. I have entered running for public office, running for president, running for governor, a rich man's playground. Jimmy McMillan don't have the resources to influence the public like they are doing. I heard Mitt Romney this and Mitt Romney that. Right now the competition is Mitt Romney and Barack Obama because the Republican Party endorsed Mitt Romney. These are two wealthy guys going at it, raise bigger. What about those who have not raised any money like me and Vermin? What about us? Do we not have a voice because we are in the presidential race and some vice president and president? We don't. No, we don't. Because the public do not recognize the poor. The public recognize those who are wealthy. This is why the Supreme Court passed a law and sued the New York City State Fire Department because they did not make it simple enough for blacks to pass it. We have an ignorant problem going on in this country.
Well, Jimmy, I'm sure, though, if funding is your issue, I'm sure there are plenty of TooDamnLive viewers out there who
they need to start doing that right away. And one main thing they can, the whole country can go to the store tomorrow and get pencils and keep them sharpened. And when they go to the polls, since the rich man playground has blocked us out of the playground, they can write our name in to let the American public a slave. If they go for the Democrat, Republicans say, you all ain't nothing. That's what they're really telling the American public. You ain't nothing. You a slave. Go to the poll and vote for this guy, vote for that guy. You took a pistol to the poll and said, look, you don't tell me who to vote for. I'm going to vote for who I want to vote for. Jimmy, Mick, Millen, Vermin. That's what they need to do. Until the American public take this country back, don't want to hear nothing about what the Republican Party has said we endorsed Mitt Romney. Don't want to hear nothing about the Republican Party said we endorse Barack Obama. Who do the people endorse? Are we a dictatorship country where the Democratic Party, the Republican Party is dictating to us and we listen to them like we don't have a brain of our own? We are the stupidest American people I've ever seen in my life. We'll let it happen.
I'll tell you, on that very dire and emphatic note, we have to close our show today, folks. So, as always, you can visit Jimmy online at renttalk.us or jimmymcmillan.org. You can find me at michaelknowles.net. And look out next week, because Jimmy and I are going to have a big announcement.
Exactly.
So stay tuned for that.
Love you, everybody.
You'll probably see it in the news.
Okay, bro, out.
Thank you so much for joining us.